to Sonny's Baking on a Budget. In today's episode, we'll be making puff pastries filled with fruit. This is my first time ever trying this, so come along for the journey. In today's episode, we'll be using the following ingredients. Crunchy crock butter, croissant dough sheets, we're going to use 2 of those, blackberries, and strawberries. So, some of them are going to be all strawberry, some of them are going to be all blackberry, and then some of them are going to be a mixture between strawberry and blackberry. Now that we have listed all of our ingredients, let's put on our apron and get started. The instructions say to put the oven on 375 degrees, so let's do that. So now we have our fruit all chopped up. We've got our blackberries and our strawberries. So we're gonna set this to the side while we work on our puff pastry. Now we've got 2 of these, and each one should make 6 croissants. But we're not gonna roll them in croissant fashion. We're going to make triangled pastries. That's the goal, okay? That's the goal, that's what we're going for. We get a pan. To get started, we're going to open our puff pastry and line it up on the tray so that we can fill them with the fruit. And we're not pureeing the fruit because we want it to just be whole chunks of fruit in there. The pop always gets me. Like, I know it's coming, but it's still. Okay, so the idea was to make a few small triangles because it said you were supposed to be able to make 6, but it don't look like you can separate this, so I'm gonna have to cut it. And go from there. Let's start cutting. So now we have the 2 pieces. So we're gonna fill them with fruit. Throw a little bit of granulated sugar on top. And then we're gonna close it. So the one thing to remember though is, like, this thing's gonna puff up, okay? So we want to make sure that we don't overfill it with fruit, because if you overfill it, it's going to unravel and bust. So now we have our first triangle. that there. So now the first one is filled with blackberries. The second one will be filled with strawberries. Now remember, we're going for like a fresh fruit kind of feel, so we're not mashing up the fruit, we're just putting it in whole. Sprinkle a little sugar on top. And this one has little holes right there. So strawberry. Now they're not the cutest, but this is my first time doing this and I didn't expect it to open it and it not be usable. So let's see what we can do with this. My neighbors are like building something, so if you hear like a bunch of crazy stuff in the background, that's them. So we're gonna put blueberries, blackberries, and strawberries in this one. This one's definitely going to be more dough than berry, but that's okay. Now, we're going to set these two in the refrigerator to chill while we work on the second batch. So, to do the second batch, we're going to just put the wax paper onto the counter. So now we've got our 4 pieces. We are going to stuff. Just gonna cut up some more blackberries. This one, we're gonna do a little different. So what we're gonna do different with these two are we're going to put honey on them and butter. I got this honey a few months ago from my friend Jazzy. She gave it to me in a charcuterie board and I never used it. So let's use it today. We're going to use it to put on the last square. We cut it into triangles and we're going to put some honey on top and some butter and roll it up, let it cook, see how it tastes. Ooh, nice and thick. Just gonna cover the whole surface with honey as best as we could. We're gonna roll like this. I think I rolled it wrong. Yeah, I did. You're supposed to roll the big part first. There we go. Boop, one croissant. Two croissants. Now we're going to cover the croissants in butter and bake them in the oven on 375 for 10 minutes. I'm hoping that the sides don't unravel. Let's bake. So we are all done baking. We sprinkled some sugar on top, stuck them back in the oven for 1 minute. Now we're going to take them out and do the big reveal. Here we have our finished croissants. So here's our regular croissant. It has honey in it. The tip came on. Here's our completed pastry with the fruit inside. I'm actually allergic to strawberries, so I won't be tasting this, but I will give it to my daughter. But it turned out pretty good, exactly how I expected it to, with the triangle shape. Here's another one. Triangle shape, golden brown on the bottom, golden on top, a little bit of sugar. They're good for eating. Good for breakfast time. And these are filled with fruit, and these are honey and butter. That is all for today. Thank you guys for joining me as I make puff pastry stuffed with fruits for the first time ever. I hope you guys had just as much fun as I did making this, and stay tuned for our next episode.